same as for the rest of them, or is there something special?
Well, not all of my players have worked for me, so Tony's worked for me, but I coached Tony when he was 16 years old, and when I recruited Tony, he committed to UMass before he even visited the campus. He said, "I want to play for you. You're the guy I want to play for." And so, and there's been a bunch of those now, but he was the first one, because I was not expecting him to say, "I'm coming." I was just hoping he was visiting. And he said, "I'm coming." I went, "What?" And I did a backflip. I was younger then. My hip wasn't yet replaced. I did a backflip and hugged his mom and his dad, and I made our staff leave immediately before anything would change. Just, let's go, hurry up, get your stuff and let's go. And he ends up being the third or fourth leading scorer, and he was a 4-year starter. Hard-headed kid now. He's funny, when I used to get on him, he'd run down the other side of the floor. If he knew he did something, he ran down the other side away from me. "Tony!" He'd be down the other end running.
Smart kid.
Yeah, he was smart.
Hey, how crazy is it that a guy who's never going to play college basketball here and becomes a legend? I mean, he's going to go down just like, DeMarcus Cousins or anyone that ever played here. He'll be remembered that way.
It's amazing in all the comments. Why you made your decision? Why keep commenting? It's making him bigger and bigger and bigger. At the end of the day, we're going to do right by this young man, and that's my only thought. We'll do right by this young man, and including if he wants to come back and finish. He did not want to put his name in the draft. Had no desire to at all. Now, I don't think he has a whole lot of choices now, but that's not what he wanted to do. And we got to get him right. He's a great kid. He's 18 years old. He's young. He's a young kid.
If he's projected as high as people say,
that'll change now.
Like John
that'll all
Wall,
change, Jerry. That'll all change. Because all the people that said he'd have been the best college player if you let him play, will now say, well, he's not that good, now that he's not playing. But to make sure, you cannot let him play. He's the best player in college basketball. He'll be the best. Well, that means he should be the #1 pick then, I would say. Now you got to go back. Oh, no, top 15. I mean, that'll all change. But we're going to do everything we can to help him.
Will this change perhaps the way you recruit kids from overseas?
Not just us, I think everybody. The kid can really play. I mean, there's been other Europeans, but not that are good players.
Well, I mean, you're always going to have to weigh whether or not they'll go to the league or whatever, but in terms of...
No, this will be any program now. You're looking at a European player. We were told it didn't matter if it was $500 more. Yeah, that he would not be able to play. See, the other cases that they decided, they all had contracts. This kid did not have a contract, so they just set another precedent. You don't have to have a contract. Now that club comes back and says, we gave him pocket money of $400, then he is ineligible for his life. Doesn't matter the money. That's what was just done in this decision. So, not just us, I mean, everybody looks at this and says, they could use it for education, they could use it for their health, they could use it for whatever they want. They're never going to play college athletics. And the clubs over there are smart now. They're going to go put a couple $100 out there, and they know. They don't even have to put a lot. They're saying this is the greatest thing ever.
How's he handling all this?
He's great. He's great. Great kid.
Didn't get down, I said? Normal getting down?
Okay. He's okay. I'm just trying to convince him he's going to be fine. You'll be fine. There's nothing, they've made you bigger than life. He's huge in Turkey. He's huge here. He works out with us, so pro guys will come and see him, and I'll put him through workouts in front of the pro guys, and then I'll be in the green room with them.
What about the friendships that he's built with these other players? We know he's not going to be playing, but the kid's pretty disappointed.
He's lovely. Yeah, they are. I mean, but they're happy he's going to be with us. That's the biggest thing.
Last question. Ken, when you said he didn't want to put his name in the draft, you get the impression you mean he wanted to come back another year? He wanted to spend another year here.
Did he want that originally, or when he realized, hey, I'm probably not going to play much this year?
No, he didn't have an intention of coming over here and in 8 months. He didn't. He's 18 years old. He's the youngest player on my team. because a young man, it's like I used to say about DeMarcus. Just because he's 6'11", 300 doesn't mean he's a grown man. And this young man is 18. He's 18 right now as we speak. And he wants to throw himself into that world. You know, he just said, I'm not, he knows what it was like when I had Marcus Camby. He wasn't ready. He just said, I'm not ready for that. I want another year. I said, perfect, we're going to win a lot of games. So
you on the teleconference, you sort of complained that it took so long.
I didn't complain.
Well, you noted that the decision took so long
said
if it was black and white. But
That's
wasn't
what
it Kentucky's appealing that made it last
we were
long?
told to appeal. If this was black and white, you just say, look, when you see it, this kid's never going to play, so do whatever you want, but here's why. And why would we do anything? Just say it. You want to put a young man through that? 18? How about your son? You want your son to go through that? If you know he's not playing, if you've made that statement, he will never play 6 months ago, why would you put him through 8 months and say you guys should appeal this?
So they told you that.
NCAA counts it too? I want to understand.
You were told to appeal.
You at your television.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean?
Dwayne, you mean the university when you say we?
University is university. I just want to understand.
So it would not be a waste of our time, but not the university.
Like how they told you.
Different individual.
And no one told me anything. Dwayne will tell you, I was so far removed from this that I was on the outside just kind of listening. I was never in on a phone call. I was never in on a meeting. I was never in on anything. And I know that's hard for you to believe. Cal's behind this, running this. I was not on the grassy knoll in 1960. I swear I wasn't. Okay? What was it?
63.
And I was just watching about it yesterday. History Channel. I said 60. I got it. 63. I may have been.
Okay, it was your impression that they said, or they told you all in the process of this, the university, that even $500 would have done the same thing as $33,000?
That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I mean, it's not the money.
John, as
It's not the amount of money. It's that you got money over and you're out. And, you know, whether Dad says it was expenses, they say it was pay. Dad used it for expenses. He didn't use it for anything else. No cars, no vacations, no money, no houses, nothing. He used it for expenses. And it's all documented. Doesn't matter. You got money above expenses. $400, $600, you're out forever. The other cases, they all had contracts. This kid did not, which says you don't even have to have a contract, that you're out in any sport. And that's fine. I mean, that's the state. That's where we all live now. We go from there.
Has the system failed here?
I don't know. I'm just disappointed for the young man. Our program, 10 years from now, Kentucky moves on. 20 years from now, they don't look back. It's all, this program goes, everything's good. I'm only worried about an 18-year-old and what it's going to do to him. My point right now is to make sure we make an unbelievable situation out of a bad situation. And we make it right. So when he leaves here, it's like these people were family and they did everything they could, even though this was the case. So that's what we'll do. All right? Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.